Hey everybody, this is Petey from the Spinner Rack. We also have
Calvin Ellis ready to rock.
today. This is kind of late to the game, but we're talking about the Daredevil continuity. Obviously, we've got to see hints of them before. Oh, this is Daredevil Born Again, but they've released that they're not sure that this appearance with the She-Hulk happened. It could have, it might not have, but
It
there's
didn't.
they might be mixing it from continuity and and the relationship and any of that stuff. And what else I want to say about this? Well, at the same time, we also know from Echo that they also already put him in a red costume in there. I would almost hope that they didn't have to keep the fight with him and Echo. But anyway, what are your thoughts about this?
I'm all for it. Bye. Bye.
All right. I'm
Goodbye, She-Hulk.
huh?
Bye, Echo. Bye.
They didn't say Echo. They just said this. They took She-Hulk off of the Disney app, so she's not sitting there in the Marvel page. So it's kind of a rough
Well,
period for She-Hulk.
I didn't have any issue with She-Hulk as a show. I thought that was very close to the comics. Unfortunately, the actress attached to the show decided that she wanted to follow in the footsteps of people who want to show their ass and and thereby make the character radioactive. So see you later. We can always bring the She-Hulk back in a different form or what have you. I also didn't care for Daredevil being reduced to her boy toy on the series. I love that first interaction between the two of them fighting. I thought that was a
Oh,
I thought that was a very standard comic book fight at the end of the day between, and it's a classic type of Marvel fight too, with the like a character like Daredevil against Submariner, that type of thing. So I didn't have any issue with that. But to reduce Matt at the end of the day just as somebody so she, so she can get her jollies, I didn't find that cool at all. So if it's got to go, it's got to go. See you later. The more important character is Daredevil. Bye.
so since we're here, I just want to. That's the only reason why I have any thoughts on this thing is I'm gonna play this down, right? The movements.
You need to back off.
And waste this outfit? Eugene, get out of here!
No superstar! You're making a mistake.
You made a mistake when you messed with my client. 'Cause now I'm gonna whoop your ass.
They're right here. Oh man.
My ass remains unwhooped.
Yeah, let's fix that. Where are you going? We're not done.
You're very persistent, aren't you?
You're very annoying.
Come
Gotcha.
on! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Jen!
Matt?
Boom! Boom!
Wait, do you pretend to be blind, man? Because that is really
No,
problematic.
I'm blind. Relax.
So I'll leave it right there. I love this scene.
See, it was good up till the point she decided, I'm going to come over here and unmask you. Who the heck are you? Come on. Get out of here.
There's
Yeah, we
almost the
can.
respect of the heroes. They don't even the villains. They don't just immediately take their mask off unless it's someone they needed to figure out.
No,
After all that time of
we
fighting,
got to take the mask off because this is a potential love interest. And there can't be any secrets, right? No secrets, no lies. Yeah, erase the whole thing. Now that I saw that, remember, yeah, erase it all. See you later. Goodbye.
I like. I'm just one of the things of having, which it seems like they're going to try to do for the series, have him like him jumping off of the building, and then see him doing how he got down there. Getting to those angles is what I want to see. Get the Daredevil part of the character. Some of the stuff that you see, obviously Frank Miller from time to time, and I think was it Steve Scrooge did a story where I've forgotten about Daredevil aspect of it, and he had Daredevil, like in the car trying to save these people falling off of a building. I was like, yeah, Daredevil, that sort of thing. I think also, when Frank Miller was running, hot on Daredevil, I think there's a Fantastic Four burn scene where he's leaping in the sky and hits into an invisible barrier, and he gathers himself and he is ready to figure out what it is. But it's one of those things where this was such a great scene. I can't fault Cal and what he's saying, because even this moment where she says, "Are you blind? You're not blind. That's not cool." Trying to point out a flaw in his superheroing, saying that you act like you're blind and then you're going out in the world and doing this, that, and the other. It's like, all right, let's not even, just in case someone says something like that, because that was a great bit in, I think, in Born Again, where the Kingpin doesn't believe that Matt Murdock is blind.
Well, he never realizes it. That's the one thing that I think that he was still able to keep to himself, where he thought that Matt Murdock he thought he's still acting to be blind.
Yeah.
I think at some point he says it,
Yeah.
that he's, it's like what he's doing is like, it's an incredible bit of acting. And then of course by now, of course, he realizes he's blind because it's Marvel.
Yeah.
And Bendis.
But I was, I'm okay. I like the original outfit, so I was okay with this. Only worrying that Disney was trying to stay away from Bollywood, where it's just like now they're like, well, we screwed this up behind the scenes, that we had to fix everything. We got to get back to the red, and we got to do dark scenes. We're not doing any daylight, this, that, and the other. Whatever we did in our initial plan, our initial shoots, we tossed out to make sure it doesn't. Because I think when we did our first trailer review of it, I think you guys did one after me, without me. Mars was saying, "Oh, I don't know what people are saying. This looks great." Like, no, they scrapped. They did reshoots. Remember the dreaded reshoots for DC and Warner Brothers? Well, Marvel did some big time reshoots for their Born Again. So, the Born Again was just going to be about the blip. Oh, it's the blip.
And the earlier point that you made, but what I liked about the fight scene was that if you've read the comics, Daredevil was like supposed to be a top level acrobat.
Yeah.
Not an Olympic gymnast necessarily, but an acrobat. Those are two different things. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the guy you go to see at the circus. The guy who can do the pretty much like Nightwing. In DC Comics, and that was very much downplayed in the Netflix series. So when we got here, and I got to see some of that, that was cool. But that was a big part of the character. I always thought that they decided to put him in this will be just me, having to go at Disney. But I thought they put him in the red and yellow outfit because they were like, okay, this looks closer to Winnie the Pooh's colors, and we can definitely make Disney him more that way. And then we can have a series. We can have Daredevil and Winnie.
Good Lord. Oh my God. But either way, anything talking the character, for Disney. So, but yeah, it's for me, this was a great scene. I don't really need the walk of shame. I definitely didn't need him go to the barbecue afterwards. That barbecue was sad. Though the whole last episode was.
It was disrespectful. Yeah. It should not have been done.
So,
and because you disrespected him, now you don't have a show. How do you feel now? You're being erased from continuity. Show respect, and you won't have this issue in the future.
And I'll also disagree. I think in a sense of humor, yes. In the sense of the character was not. The character was still not leading herself with any social justice messages at all. There's the part where She-Hulk loses her shirt, and then there's Wyatt over there, and Wyatt takes off his shirt, and she says, I want my female fans to have something to see," where she was definitely female. Not just, hey, let's ask some questions first. I need to ask some questions and look at the any directory to see if you're on any directory first. Okay, now we're going to smash. Because the other part is it was more like those the Marvel series of the '80s, like the way even the She-Hulk, like the babes got around. Dazzler, She-Hulk. She-Hulk had a couple of male friends, and then and Dazzler had like a ton of them. It was like it's just real progressive for comic books. But anyway, like Griffley, one of my favorite angels, shows up in the series, and he just like, I just have to be with you, and he's like, well, okay. It's like, what is happening here? But anyway, Daredevil is going on the high, She-Hulk's going on the low. Sorry, She-Hulk. I think they could fix it, but I think at the same time they like having a whipping girl to say, hey, this is what's wrong with it. We screwed up. Whereas Marvel screwed up, she also, but I know the hard part is now Ryan Reynolds is going up. Now everyone's talking about how bad she was to Ryan Reynolds, and now Ryan Reynolds is in trouble. So, like, this is how this business goes. So
because these people don't know how to be circumspect. No, not everything is a lawsuit. Not everything is. You guys exist literally. You guys exist in your own world. And the second that you bump into somebody else's or the real world, all of a sudden this becomes a catastrophe. This stuff, without getting specific into the Ryan Reynolds stuff, most of that stuff is supposed to be handled privately. That's what Hollywood used to do. You didn't know their business. What was the front? The front was the glitz, the glamour. Okay, that's what it was supposed to be about. Now it became all this other nonsense at the end of the day. Get back to the whole thing where you keep your private stuff private and you won't have to worry about this.
Well, it's also like when the stuff gets out, it's to get, public sentiment, like any of this stuff. It's like, all right, so we have, Terrence Howard. It puts the sentiment out. We're fixing him with what's the name, with the Academy Award winning or nominated actor. Well, both of them were, because I think he either got an award for that Hustle and Flow or was nominated. So, but it's like we're switching them to a better actor, and it's like all this buzz on this, and it's just like, but you're not doing anything with Rhodey. Like it's just a money thing. And then the same with this, where it's like, okay, she's fallen. A lot of things are falling on the She-Hulk, and then you had Deadpool, which is running on the high, and then they're letting out all this stuff. Tatiana Maslany is saying all this stuff and this, that, and the other. And now we got the other side is, okay, he made fun of the director of Blake Lively's movie doing Nice Pool. It's like, hard to say, even though it might be, you feel the other stuff, whatever else is going with them, making fun of the director and actor, was once parody. You can't really sue for that outside. If you're in high school, you can say, hey, someone socially shamed you. But in the videos, you have to say once parody, twice infringement. So,
well, it's not to be honest, it's a parody until you got a whole nother court case going on. Then it becomes like, oh, see,
he's like,
these guys are out to get me. See. They'll use any platform to try to do it at the end of the day. Look at this.
You can't. The thing is, you still have to hold up the once parody. You can't. You got to do that. The other stuff, the hard part is that all falls into
that. With us, yes. With a jury, no.
You can't. But the thing is, you can spoof somebody.
People. No, you put that in front of 12 people who are not doing, a spinner act show on a regular basis. Okay, and then these guys are going to be like, oh, whoa, that was uncalled for. Look at this. It always you put that in front of 12 regular people, okay, and it's either going to be hit or miss. Either they're going to chuckle or they're going to shake their head. You went too far, man. You went too far, man. That's the problem. That's why you're supposed to resolve this stuff privately.
Yeah. That's the thing. Whereas at the end of the day, in truth, at the end of the day, no one has really died from any of the stuff that's going on with that. It's gonna, and at the same time and this is like not defending them, but it's also if Ryan Reynolds showed how, utilize, which he should have. he's the one who's the man behind Deadpool. He's keeping the ship going. He did kind of what they wanted, having Wolverine. He wanted Wolverine, so kind of giving them both. And then Marvel wanted a bunch of other things, which could have maybe, you know, I don't know. The way they wrote the She-Hulk, I don't think they would have done a good job putting her in that thing. But now he utilizes his power to say, I don't want this scene, I don't want that scene, I don't want that scene. Now which something that probably wouldn't have come out, now they're letting it all come out because, like, hey, you exerted too much power on Marvel. Now your idea of everything that you did, we're utilizing that against you in this other thing. So it's just like now he's, you know, before it was, you know, Tatiana's going to sue, this, that, and the other. No suit comes, this, that, and the other. Now he's getting sued. They're going back and forth on this, that, and the other. But, you know, ultimately going back to this, yes, it's a good scene. It was definitely a good scene. It's hard to see that once you're, you know, a failure doesn't have a, you know, what do they say? You know, success is everyone's and failure is an orphan. I think I'm paraphrasing, but it's like that. So She-Hulk is out of sorts, but
I think She-Hulk the character. I think She-Hulk the character will be fine. This is, I mean, 'cause this isn't the first time that a character had a debut, didn't necessarily take with the audience for whatever reason. They put it back on the shelf, and they can always reissue the character. I mean, because you have characters that, you know, came out and were great on, you know, on their first issue. Not by issue, I don't mean comic issue, but when they're first being presented to the public. And aside of that first period, be it the 40s or the 50s, they've never been able to reissue that character to any success. Like, did you ever see the Green Hornet with Seth Rogen?
No.
That was horrible. If you saw the Green Hornet from the series and the other stories, this is a serious character, and Seth Rogen decided he was going to do some. I don't know what the heck he decided he was going to do, but it was terrible. But this was a character that was, you know, that was popular, and they've never been able to reissue that character in any particular form that was successful with an audience. But they'll keep trying. You know, what the usual thing is, they put them on bed for 10 years or so. Everybody's forgotten about it, and then they, you know, bring them back up. I don't think the She-Hulk will have to wait that long, but, you know, they'll bring it back. They'll, you know, bring it back up. But it's just more that the people attached to it, unfortunately, and the choices that they made in issuing the character for the first time, you know, in hindsight, it is hindsight, were not the best choices.
Well, that's the thing, and I'll go on to that and go on to both of your points. The fact that the She-Hulk was not successful in her first run of issues, and then you know, she became an Avenger. She, you know, got a graphic novel. She had a series. Then she had 3 million series that they've done with her. Whatever writers, you know, at the stage, you know, well, I guess it was Dan Slott and then Peter David. I'm not sure who's done it after that, but they seem to want to have a She-Hulk comic out there for whatever reason. But, you know, it's been a mainstay as far as multiple series at Marvel. So it's definitely a thing the way they could come back, but at the same time, you know, the way Hollywood thinks is like, hey, Howard the Duck was terrible. All Marvel sucks. Wait a second. You know, Disney also made him look less like the way he originally looked. Well, it kind of looked too much like, you know, to Daffy, to our taste. So we gave you a very lame looking duck that you can put into, because he's an alien, right? So here you go. You got one, and this guy is a midget, so he can have sex. Sorry, a little person, so he can have sex now. So we can play that up and not have Daffy Duck. And it's like, no, you don't, you know, this is Steve Gerber, you can do whatever you want. But that sort of stink that happens in Hollywood kind of carries over. And then, you know, you're in Daredevil, and he's having a serious scene with the Elektra from there. And he's like saying, yeah, he said, you know, the last person I was with, it was like being in bed with Shaq. And then the audience was like, oh my God, that was so brilliant. It made so much sense. It's like, no, I don't want to have any more in-jokes, that sort of thing. Oh, but then they've just said it. That's the other thing. They've made it a part of continuity again. You hear from this one comment. But anyway, they're asking this. Let's close this out. Any last words?
Bye, She-Hulk.
Terrible. All right, Spinner Rack is
out.